Alright, so here's another long overdue Patreon request that I've been meaning to get to, and that is from my good friend Joel Davis, who asked me to do a kind of a simple Gravity Falls Owl House crossover. I know you've seen them once, you've seen them 1,000 times, but this was more like he asked me to do not so much a full-on Gravity Falls crossover, but more like centered around one character showing up in the Owl House universe, in the Boiling Isles. And that is Bill Cipher showing up in the Owl House, which there's a part of me that's still kind of hoping that might happen. Like, it's getting more and more obvious that Owl House and Gravity Falls are in the same universe. Very, very obvious. So anyway, let's get down to it. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, so this story is basically set in the in-between of what we're on in Season 2 and Season 3. We're on that little in-between. And basically, what's going on is that Luz is kind of getting a little... After her whole thing with her mom and the basilisk situation, is that she's kind of feeling a little desperate to get back home. Like, after how she kind of felt guilty for what happened to her mom. Basically, what's going on is that she is kind of feel a little desperate to get back home and find a way home. And as she's researching stuff, she comes across the name Bill, like a demon named Bill Cipher. And Ida, when she brings it up to Ida, is like, "Who's Bill Cipher?" She's like, "No way, we do not speak of Bill Cipher here. We do not speak of the one-eyed demon." And she's like, "Why? King's a demon, and almost everyone here in the Boiling Isle's a demon. Why do we not want to talk about Bill? Is he like an evil, like super evil demon? Is he like really bad? He is the bad demon. He is like the bad demon." And Ida just is like, "Look, kid, I don't put my foot down on a lot of stuff, but you do not contact Bill Cipher. Like, do not use a summoning spell to contact Bill Cipher." And she's like, "But Ida, this might be my one chance to get back home." And she's like, "I said no." Like, Ida's, like, really, like, never been a rules person, but she's like, "Do not contact Bill Cipher." But Luz is like, it's not, like, she respects Ida's order, because she's like, if Ida's telling me no, and, like, being, like, the responsible, if Ida's being, like, the responsible parent, then, then I know it's serious. Like, I know now that this is a serious situation. But basically, in here is that what happens is that it still, like, gnaws in the back of her head. Like, it's still, like, gnawing at the back of her skull. Like, should I summon Bill? This might be my only way to to find a way home. So she goes to Amity and Gus and Willow and is like, "Guys, listen. I know, like, Ida told me no and was very adamant, but, like, does anyone know about Bill Cipher?" And everyone's like, "Bill Cipher? That guy is kind of, like, infamous in the realm of demons. He's, like, people know what Bill Cipher is capable of, but no one's really, like, seen him because everyone's scared of seeing him. Like, everyone knows Bill Cipher. Because Bill, essentially, is, like, they tell him, like, Bill is a dream demon who essentially is, like, near omnipotent, and essentially Bill can is, like, dangerous. Like, Bill Cipher has never been in the Boiling Isles for a long time. He's been to the Boiling Isles, but that was eons ago. But the legends say that Bill is like a demon that should never be even thought of. Like, don't think his name, don't say his name, because it's like, yeah, there's even, like, Amity talks about, like, there's even rumblings that even Emperor Bellos fears Bill Cipher. And she's like, "Oh, that's not good, but he might be my only way home. If we can just, like, talk to him, like, maybe we can, like, finagle a way to get him to, like, help me find a way home, and maybe we can just, maybe just get enough out of him, and then we can just send him back." And Willow and all of her, Willow, Amity, and all of them are like, no, this is really dumb. And she's like, please, guys, my mom is terrified, and I'm running out of options. I need to talk, like, just let me talk to Bill. Just find a way to give me a way to talk to Bill, and that'll be it. Like, I just want to talk to him. Maybe he knows a way to get home. Like, maybe that can be the way home. Sorry about that. But basically, yeah, so the group, against their better judgment, help Luz use a summoning spell that's more like a window into Bill's realm. And they actually call to him, and he's like, whoa, it's been a while since I've been to the Boiling Isles. Anyway, what can I do you for, kid? And she's like, look, I need a way to get back to Earth. Is there a way you've been to the Boiling Isles and to Earth, you know? Is there a way to get between the worlds? Like, is there a way to get from point A to point B? And he's like, oh yeah, sure. Listen, I don't give out the information willingly. Let's cut ourselves a deal here. Like, if you help me with something, I'll help you with your little problem. And Amity's like, nope. The number one rule with dealing with Bill Cipher is you don't make deals with Bill Cipher. And again, Luz is like, what do you want me to... She doesn't listen and goes, what do you want me to do? And he's like, oh, since it's been a while since I've been to the Boiling Isles, but there was someone who I made a deal with a long time ago, and she stiffed me on the bill. So I think it's time I audit her, if I make a little audit, so to speak. So you help me get my debts in order, and I'll help you, and I'll get you back home. Deal? So Luz makes the deal and doesn't realize that the person who stiffed her, who stiffed him was Ida. Ida, ages ago when she first got the curse, summoned Bill to try to remove the owl curse from her. But what really was is that she tried to stiff Bill on her soul and whatever. So instead, Bill just kind of upped the timetable on her curse. Like, basically, like, increased its a bit. He didn't really like make he basically like upped it. Like, now you're gonna become the owl beast even faster in life now. So anyway. So Bill takes control of Luz's body and actually goes and tries to get in the owl house, but Hootie's like, you look like Luz, you smell like Luz, and you even taste like Luz, but you're not Luz. And he's like, oh, Hootie. Hootie. Figured you'd be here. So Bill in Luz's body more or less fights Hootie to get in the owl house. And while Hootie's holding him off, Ida's like looks at the kids and goes, "What did you do?" And they're like, "We tried to stop her, but she made a deal with Bill, and Bill wants your soul. Like, you screwed him over." And he's like, "God damn it!" So they have to use an exorcism spell to rip Bill out of Luz's body. In order to do that, they have to use the dreaming spell that they used on Willow. So Amity and Ida go into Luz's mind and fight their way through the mindscape to get Bill out of her brain. So they force him back into his world, and he's like, I'll be back. But first, I gotta deal with a pine tree and a shooting star. But once I'm done with that, and I get to the Weird Mageddon full going, you'll see me again. Of course, we know how that turns out. So there you go. That is pretty much my Gravity Falls Owl House crossover, courtesy of Joel Davis, from a Patreon request. If you would like to make a Patreon request as well, just hit the link below to my Patreon and join the 4th tier and leave a request there. And as always, if you haven't already, hit that link. Like I said, hit the link below. You guys can send a request if you hit the 4th tier, and you can check out all the exclusive content on there, like my review for the Eternals that recently came out. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.